Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I'm going to be doing my best of 2016 video. Actually, I'm going to be starting my best of 2016 series because this is going to be a 3-part series that I'm going to break up my best makeup of 2016. As I mentioned in my previous video, I am still a little sick, so if my voice sounds a little scratchy or hoarse, you know why. This video was very, very heavily inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Miss Emily Noel 83, and every single year she does what she calls the Emily Awards. That's basically her version of a best of the year, best beauty roundup type video. And this year she did an eyes, lips, and face. And within each video, she decided to do a top 10 ranked favorites. Instead of talking about everything I've tried, everything I've liked, going through every single category, which I feel would make every single video very, very long, I decided to do it a different way and just do my top 10 products within the category. Today we will be talking about eye products, and these are just the best of the best eye products I have tried. Not everything was discovered this year in particular, but these are just the products I have been reaching for. I have ranked them from number 10 all the way up to number 1, but just remember that everything on this list is a favorite. Just because something is ranked at number 10 or 9 or 8 does not make it a bad product. It means that it is still, out of the probably hundreds of eye products I have tried this year, these are the 10 that made the best of the best list. Now, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into my top 10 eye products of 2016. The first product I wanted to talk about are the Kat Von D Metal Crush Single Shadows. This product is number 10 on my ranking for a very, very good reason. In case you guys have never seen these before, this is what they look like. They are just large single shadows. They come with quite a bit of product, and I'm being really careful with this shade in particular. This one is in the color Thunderstruck, which is her really, really beautiful white, pearly, almost like an iridescent gold color. This is the most beautiful inner corner highlight. I use this on my inner corner almost every single time I wear makeup, and I have been reaching for this product in particular for months. This color also makes a really beautiful face highlighter. I know a lot of people with pale or light skin love using this as a facial highlight. The formula is sort of like the Makeup Geek foiled shadows, but in my opinion, it's even better because it's not quite as dense, so it's very easy to use with almost any brush, but it still gives a super foiled, very buttery smooth effect. The biggest con to this product, which is why it's at number 10, I definitely think it would have been higher up on the ranking if it wasn't for this one major con, and that is that these are so incredibly fragile. I did not even drop this product. I have been very, very careful with it. I haven't even traveled with it, but somehow it shattered. It's definitely seen better days, and I can't really like tilt the pan, otherwise the whole product's gonna fall out, but I still reach for it because I love it that much. My number 9 favorite product of the year has most definitely been my Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I know this is a very, very boring product, really, but it is a product that is a make or break for me. I'm sure many of you guys have already seen this, but in case you haven't, it does come in a little tube with a doe foot applicator. Mine is pretty much completely used up. I've been holding on to this old tube because I haven't had a chance to repurchase, and I wanted to be able to show you guys what it looked like. But honestly, this is an amazing eyeshadow primer. It is completely clear. It's very thin. This isn't going to do any color correcting or anything like that. It's just an invisible primer that will help your eyeshadow last. It will go on so much more vibrantly, and it does not crease. And this is the best if you have very, very oily eyelids. My number 8 favorite product of 2016 is another one that you guys might think is a little boring, but another essential in my makeup collection, and this is the Covergirl. This one is actually the Covergirl Queen False Lash Drama Mascara, but it's the exact same thing as the CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara that comes in the turquoise tube. I just have this version because I think CoverGirl sent this to me, but I've purchased the Supersizer over and over again. This is the exact same thing. It's got the exact same brush. It doesn't look like anything much. It has very, very short, very sparse rubber bristles, but let me just tell you, this formula is beautiful. It's not too wet. It's not too dry. It makes your lashes look really volumized and long. One of the biggest things about this mascara is it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge. It's just amazing. And if you followed my channel for a while, you know that CoverGirl mascaras are my favorites. I've loved everything from the Lash Blast, the Lash Blast Fusion, the Lash Blast Clump Crusher, and this one is just one of the many CoverGirl mascaras that I love. Moving on to number 7. Now this is a product that I don't think I've mentioned on my channel very much, which is so strange because I reach for them all the time. These are the Rimmel Magnif'eyes Cream Shadow and Kohl Eyeliner duos. Here's what they look like for those of you who have not seen them yet. They do have almost like a jumbo shadow pencil on one side. It does twist up, and that's what the jumbo shadow pencil looks like. And then on the other side, which is the reason that I love these so much, is you get a kohl eyeliner. But you can even just see how much of the kohl I've used. When you get it, it's really long and it comes to a point, but I love this to just smudge on my upper lash line. It's so smooth. It lasts a really long time. You can blend this out. I like smoking it with some shadow on top of it, but you definitely don't have to. It really locks in on your upper lash line. The other shade I really like is this one called Pink and Purple Rain, and it's got like a light pink shadow stick and then a kind of grape purple kohl liner. Rimmel does have very good jumbo shadow pencils. They really know how to make an eyeshadow, a cream eyeshadow formula that glides on and then locks into place. I do think the cream shadows are good, but I love these, particularly for the kohls. My number 6 favorite eye product of 2016 is the House of Lashes Lash Glue. This is going to be no shock for any of you guys who have watched any of my Get Ready With Me's, because this is the only lash glue I use now. I never use the Duo Lash Glue. It's never worked for me for some reason. It does not stick on my eyelid. This House of Lash Glue, it does, you know, come with the little wand applicator, which I think is very, very convenient. And this is the only lash glue I've ever used that keeps your lashes on all day long. It's practically like super glue for your eyelashes. In fact, it's a little difficult to get off at the end of the day. It will melt off with a little bit of makeup remover or something like that, but it's amazing. If you have problems sticking false lashes on and you need something that's going to keep them in place, the House of Lash Glue, best stuff. Okay, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Number 5 on my top eye makeup products of 2016. This is something I think has been included in every single YouTuber's best of 2016 video. I think I've seen it literally in every single video. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette. You've heard of it, you've seen tutorials, you've seen reviews. I have my own video review, which I will link in the description box below if you're interested. This palette is everything. I do feel like it's kind of become the Urban Decay Naked palette of warm tones, because just so many people have this, so many people love it. It's gorgeous. The formula of these shadows is beautiful. It's buttery, but it's not too thick or chunky. It works with all brushes. It doesn't kick up too much powder, but it's just powdery enough to still be very blendable on the eyes. All of these matte shades are gorgeous. I love the mix of mattes and shimmers in here. The majority of the colors are matte, which I prefer because I feel like so many palettes have just a ton of sparkly, shimmery colors, which I love my sparkle, I love my shimmer. You can tell by the eye look I have on today, but it's always nice to have those staple, warm-toned, neutral, earthy colors in a matte formula, and this is the best. Moving on to number 4 in my ranking, another Anastasia Beverly Hills product. We have 2 products by Anastasia back to back on this ranking, which is very impressive because I was very, very picky, let me just tell you. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer Pencil. This has a pretty thick tip on it. It's kind of interesting. It's like a little triangle that's a little long. It's not a very, very skinny pencil the way the Brow Wiz is. And the reason I prefer this shape and this thickness of a pencil for my brows is because my brows are already really thick. The hair that I have is really thick and I have a lot of it. So to be perfectly honest, I don't need a lot of filling in my brows. I just have a little bit of sparse area in the front, and then sometimes I need to kind of elongate the ends, but the rest of my brow this is just kind of the way it is. So I really like this because the Brow Wiz I felt like was just too thin. Sometimes it would look like I had penciled in that little area, but because of the thickness, I can just kind of sweep it through and it just looks like it's a part of my naturally thick brows. I love it. Alrighty, so now we are in the top 3 favorite eye products of 2016. This is the heart and soul of this video, the meat and potatoes of this video. My top 3 favorite product of 2016 was a shock. I did not expect this to even make this list. I really underestimated this product, and it placed as number 3, which is very impressive. This is the Poni Cosmetics Pegasus Liquid Eyeliner Pen. This is my favorite eyeliner pen of all time. This product was sent to me about 6 months ago, maybe even a little bit more than that, and I have been using it ever since then. I have not used another eyeliner pen. Anytime I do a black winged liner look like what I have on today, I have used this, and this exact pen is still going strong. It is still super wet. I love it. I absolutely love the little felt tip. It hasn't splayed out on me. It hasn't gotten ratty. It still does a very sharp, crisp wing. It's pretty much completely waterproof, and the way I normally take off my makeup is with an oil-based makeup remover like MAC Cleanse Off Oil or something like that. And usually an oil will just instantaneously break down everything, mascara, eyeliner, absolutely everything. But this eyeliner formula lasts so well. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't budge, it doesn't do anything weird. In fact, it's even a little tricky to get off at the end of the night. So if you have any issues with transferring with wear on a black liquid liner, try this one. My number 2 favorite eye product of 2016 are the very beautiful Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Color Sticks. These are bomb. I have used these for years, so it is kind of surprising that they placed very high this year, because I feel like so many brands come out with a new, jumbo eyeshadow crayon, jumbo eyeshadow pencil, and I try a lot of them, and you kind of think, oh, the old ones will just be pushed to the back of your drawer. You don't really reach for those as much because they get overshadowed by new things that are coming out. These are some of the best eyeshadow sticks I've ever used. I have actually never used any eyeshadow stick better than these. These are both shades that I use all the time. The first shade is Amethyst, which this stick I have had for at least 2 years, and it is still going very strong. I've used a lot of it, but it's still just as creamy, just as blendable. It has not dried out on me. It's so good, and it's the perfect kind of taupey light purple that goes with any cool toned eye look you want to do. I use these as bases. I'll also just use them by themselves because they both have a little bit of a metallic sparkle to them. So if you kind of put them all over your eyelid and then lightly blend them into the crease, they will give you sort of like a multi-dimensional effect. The other shade, which is a newer one I picked up just a couple months ago, but I think it is just as good and I love it just as much as my Amethyst. I've been reaching for it a lot, and this one is in copper, and it is just what you think it's going to be. It's the perfect kind of bronzy copper metallic color. These 2 shades in particular are my favorite. I have about 5 of them in my collection now, but these are the 2 I reach for all the time. Alrighty guys, we have finally reached the very end of our ranking. This is the #1 best of the best eye product of 2016. This was not hard for me to pick at all. This was the first thing that came to my mind actually when I was like, okay, I need to pull out my best eye products of 2016. I immediately grabbed this. It's the best. It is another eyeshadow palette that I have mentioned so many times. I'm actually shocked I haven't done an individual review video on it yet, but this is my Viseart Neutral Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This is the absolute best neutral palette of all time. It just has all of your neutral matte colors. It has some cool toned colors, some warm toned colors. You have a black, you have a dark brown, you have a ton of highlighting colors, transition colors. This is a palette that I reach for not just to use by itself. If I want a neutral matte look, I will just reach for this palette, but I always reach for this palette to accent other looks. If I'm ever reaching for a palette and I feel like, you know what, this palette doesn't have a good matte highlighter, or it doesn't have a good neutral transition color, or it doesn't have a black to kind of smudge my liner, or a dark brown to deepen up the outer corner, this is the palette I always reach for. I could probably rave about this forever. The formula of these shadows is unlike anything I've ever tried. They are not powdery by any means, but they're also not stiff. They are absolutely perfect. Viseart really knows what they're doing in terms of powder shadows, especially matte powder shadows. And I know that the price of this palette is what scares a lot of people away from trying it, because it is kind of a very high price tag, especially for something that looks so basic. But in my head, if it's something basic that I know I'm gonna reach for a lot, I love this. It is very easily my #1. I travel with this all the time. Anywhere I'm going, I always take this. I always use it. I've used it on other people when I do their makeup. I could go on and on and on about this palette. So there we have it. Those are all 10 of the best eye products of 2016. Remember, every single thing I talked about in this video is a stellar product. I love every single one of these products. I think these are all products you guys would love. I think they would work for a variety of different people, a variety of different skin tones, skin types. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely stay tuned, because I have my best of 2016 lips and best of 2016 face still coming up. Those videos will be linked in the description box once they are uploaded. I hope you guys are having an amazing 2017 so far, and I will talk to you guys in my next video on Monday. I will see you then. Bye! This was really exciting for me because I love both of these brands. I love Too Faced and I love Kat Von D. It is like lightly holographic, nothing compared to the box obviously, but like when it hits